Wave to the people. It's the last day.
See you, buddy.
Day 3 in Texas. We're here at Hidden Gym,
Yep.
different location. About to do some push training,
Yeah.
and yeah, let's get after it.
It probably feels a little better on your shoulder as well. So like I would even turn this a little bit quick. Yeah. Does that feel better?
Yeah.
Should be more go. I should put it more here
Yep.
and much less trap.
Yeah.
Remember how yesterday we talked about like squatting, like you can hip shift in a squat
Yep.
by like actually moving your hips. But in a leg press, the way you do it is by moving your feet, and that's the hip shift in a leg press. This is the same. So like in a dumbbell, you can internally rotate your hand to get it in that scapular plane. This is a fixed hand position, so you have to turn the torso in order to make that internal rotation happen. So like that's why I hate these, because like everybody and their brother just sits here and does this number, right? Which is like one of the worst things you can do for shoulder health long term, but also for lateral delt. So it's always like slight lean forward, slight turn away, because what you're doing, you're just doing this with your fingers in order to make that path more scapular. And you'll see, like for me, I kind of had to adjust quite a bit more than you do, because longer arms. Feels solid though. Yeah, really.
Good.
Good. Pretty solid. Yeah, it's flat. Good. Really solid. Good. Control. Good. There we go. Solid. Come on. Your hand is fixed on the handle. So to do that and do it well, you have to actually move the torso to accommodate that. So you're gonna go from neutral towards the side you're using, and then I like even a slight lean forward in order to account for getting as close to scapular plane as we possibly can with this lateral raise. So there's 2 adjustments. Rotate towards the side, slight lean forward, and I like, if you can, to make sure the pivot rotation is equal to your shoulder, and that's how you're gonna milk this for everything as well. Further.
Yeah.
So I would just have like your stop point be like here.
Okay.
People get in a cable and they go to do lateral raises here, and they kind of go in this cross position. It's just like a recipe for like trap and not a lot of great. So like even in a cable, like I set up like cable behind me, cable running this way. That's your cable lateral raise, and that rep stops there. It'd be kind of like here.
Oh, okay. So essentially the same plane of movement is there, but
In a cable. The only difference is like that cable is going to load kind of towards the lengthen, because as you go up, it lowers the angle between the arm, so it drops. You're excited, you have the lateral raise machine, you stand up here, grab both handles, and just start ripping it, right? Problem is, your traps are probably more pumped than your actual delts are, so let's talk about adjusting for this piece. a great piece if you set it up correctly. The problem is we want to be in scapular plane. When you have a dumbbell, it's easy to do because all you do is you internally rotate the arm a little bit, and then you go out into that like 30, 45 degree plane, and it's easy to get scapular plane. You have a fixed hand position with this machine. You only can grab the handle. So you have to adjust yourself with your torso. So you're going to turn towards the side you're doing. You're going to have a slight forward lean to make it as close to that scapular plane as possible. And then that's where you're going to do your lateral raise from. Because if we can't adjust the hand by turning at the actual glenohumeral joint, we need to do it via the torso. And then lastly, set up your shoulder as close to the pivot rotation as possible and make sure that you get purely delt, minimize the trap, and make the most out of the lateral raises you need to build cannonball delts.
And you can literally just rotate it back.
So rotate forward towards this way and slightly forward. There you go.
Perfect.
Good. Come on. Come on.
55 years old, go for the practice.
Really tough. It's going to always be hard to beat a prime just because of the elbow loading. You can adjust this a bit more towards scapular plane, but
Yeah.
do you have a preference?
This felt amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have this exact piece of home?
It's the one that where the weights face forward, so it's a little bit bigger, but like the setup is the same.
Exact same.
Yeah.
Cool. Arm plane is very like high. So like that's the arm plane. A full pec is like here. Like just watch my pec, right? Like look how much engagement's there
Yeah.
versus there.
Yeah.
Right.
Got it.
That's always been my problem with this piece is I don't feel like I can ever get someone far enough low. Now you can adjust here, but then you get into that problem in the bottom.
Now it pulls you down.
It pulls you down. So it's like it's good, it's not great. It's like you can get a lot out of it if and the reason I say you might is like it's easier to make that adjustment on someone shorter than it is on someone taller. Because the extremes become the changes in angle are more for you than it is for me. Now lay back and just do it with your arms. So that's where you were. Now finish there and do the fly. So like the bottom is pretty high. It's not terrible, but if you switch over to this, see how much more pec you're already getting on the opposite side?
Yeah.
So this is what I'm talking about. Because like if you, so there's two ways to do this. You can either lower the hand on the handle, or you can move up the bench.
Okay.
Or you can do a combination of both.
Okay.
So usually I like one at a time. My thought here is it's probably easier to lower the hand on the handle than it is to move the whole torso up.
Got it.
So can you do like 3 reps of just like slightly lower on the handle? And then let me know how it feels. Yeah, like halfway down. Pull that sternum to the ceiling and then go. Yeah, so that's already better. This is where it's like it pays to be short on this piece because like minor adjustments like go so much further than someone like me. I mean that already looks 100 times better. Does it feel better?
Yeah.
More pack?
Definitely.
Yeah. Put it down. That's all you gotta do. It's like for me, like that would like it wouldn't do enough. Like I would go from like a lot of front delt to like a little less front delt. The way it works is basically like rib cage size and arm length dictates how much change in angle
Right.
per unit of movement. Good rep. Yeah, good. Go. So that's where it's like this piece, like for the right person can work, but just like for other people, like just for your coaching, like to be honest, like you get anybody above like 5'8", this piece gets real tough. Because you're right, the bench here does a great job of pre-setting your rib cage where it needs to be.
Yeah.
If you can align the rest of it well, like money. What I wish I would have done is put this bench on a vertical pec deck.
Yeah.
Because then you don't have to do the butt out adjustment. Like you would just lean up against the pad, you'd have full contact, and then the arc and the horizontal would be less harsh because you could have it just like the Prime has it, where the arc relative to the pad is the same because this is really high. See how like the handle height is really high on the pad?
Mm-hmm.
It's much lower on the Prime pec deck
Right.
relative to where your
Right.
head is. So, yeah.
So do you think it would have been better if this was shifted down a little bit?
Potentially, yeah. I mean, there's a bunch of different changes you could do to it. But, like, if you took this back pad and you put it on a Prime pec deck, you'd probably have the perfect piece.
Yeah.
Because on the Prime, for most people, you have to, like, pull that out, pull chest out
Yeah.
to create this. Go. Good. Yeah, good. Go. Yeah, good. That's it. I got the time. So, usually biggest things is like seat height can be pretty adjustable because you've got the room on the handle to go up. But it's really like slight pull of the hips out. For you, it'll be slightly less than mine, just because of the height piece. And then from there, you're basically doing what that Arsenal piece does, so it's like slight pull of the torso up. I even look neutral with the head because like if you start going like this, your thoracic is going to follow cervical, so you're going to want to go there with the sternum.
Yeah.
And then it's just everything we usually cue, so like bicep to pec here. I really like to inhale on the way down if you can think about it, but it's like so minimal. Like it's pretty easy. It's just like you're creating the arch the Arsenal has here by pulling your butt out and pulling sternum up. And then you just got to find the seat height that keeps you there and not there like that Arsenal. Yeah.
Would you say this is your favorite piece for flies? Or?
It's hands down. Yeah, I mean, if you get the right, like, you know the adjustable cables, like the Prime one where you can like go in and out and up and down? Those can be pretty solid. It's really hard to beat this. And the only reason it's really hard to beat this is because of the adjustable cam. So I can put it wherever I want to load it for that person and that session. So like, if I do pec deck last in a session, I put it on 5, right? Because we've already fatigued the pecs quite a bit. So I'm just trying to get that last little bit out of the lengthens. But when it's early in a session like this, I'm on 4. So I want to get that stimulus in the short and in range that I have, and then go press and then have that be my lengthen. Yep. Yeah, that's pec. Feel that difference? Yeah. I mean, that should be like on fire from like right here and just purely short. So good. So good, dude. Great grabs here. Really good, dude. Really good. I'm gonna do Come on. Yeah. I got you. I realize you strapped in. Never in my life have I seen someone strapped in on a pec deck. That feel is what you're trying to recreate as much as you can when you're on that horse.
Yeah.
Because that's like perfect pec for you.
Yeah, I mean, if that felt like a 10 at the time, this actually feels like a 12.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah.
That's where I was like,
Yeah.
I know it's hard because you hadn't been set up.
I mean, what I could do is if I'm training, let's say 75% of the time at the home gym,
Yeah,
I'll
just
do
do
that.
that.
And then when I don't, I'll
Come here.
incorporate it.
Yeah,
But now at least I know the mechanics of how to adjust for this.
Yeah. Perfect. Set it up right. So good. I mean, you can feel it. Like, it's just so much pack straight from the beginning. Yeah, you can see it too, man. Like, you can just see that pack just going like all the way around through the page. So good. Good. Stay in it. Stay in it. Probably not another movement on the gym floor that you're going to ever get as much pec as you are in that one. Which sounds odd because people think like, you know, pressing for compounds, you're kind of built to press through your triceps and your shoulders.
Yeah.
So like the more time we can spend on this, the better. Not that pressing's bad. Again, we want global stimulus. We want triceps and shoulders. But like,
What's going on? Welcome back.
pec,
What's happening?
so hard to beat. Moving into pecs, we've got the Prime Pec Deck on hand. Now, if you don't have the Prime Pec Deck, totally cool. Find a pec deck that's similar that you get a lot out of. Go use a cable for a cable crossover setup with a bench behind you. We can still get a ton out of those setups and just make sure that we emulate what we're doing here. So if you do have the Prime, I love putting it on cam 4 to bicep towards the shortened position, doing it straight out of the gate. If you have pec deck later in your session, you might get more out of it being in the 5th position because you would load it more towards lengthen after you've already trained your pec quite a bit. Few main big adjustments here. I really like to see torso away from the back pad here. This back pad for most people is just like too tilted forward where it kind of gets into like a high plane. It turns into some pec, some delt. So pull that butt out, pull that sternum to the ceiling, and then what we're going to do is find that position height-wise where we can actually find depression of the shoulder slightly and then bicep to chest. So we don't want to see coming up high here. We don't want to see any flexion happening as we do this pull. If we set this up and hold it, it's really hard to miss pec. So do not let yourself tilt forward. Do not let yourself pull your head down. I like to find a spot in the ceiling so that cervical stays neutral, so that thoracic stays where it's at, and then I'm just ripping the pec deck from there. Now that looks better. Feels better?
Yep.
At home,
I guess what I would be interested in, well, for myself and also I would not, the viewer would be interested in, as to why on this one you want to come down a little lower.
so in the pec deck and in the Arsenal, it's a straight line arc.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't go into like elevation depression.
Right.
A pec minor goes in like has action into pulling the shoulders down. I'm actually just like accepting that I want to train that aspect of the pec because it'll load like some of these like lower portions of the sternal fibers too. So in a cable, it's our best opportunity to set this up slightly above and cue depression, adduction, and slight internal rotation.
Okay.
Because the handle can move, right, in rotation, right? So that's not fixed like a pec deck. And because you can set the cable height and pull the angle down, it's not on a fixed arc, you can get depression. So in my opinion, this is where like a cable sometimes can be slightly better than a pec deck because you can train all three actions. You can train depression, you can train adduction, and you can train internal rotation as you pull.
Right.
Other way. So it's lengthen to shorten, right?
Yeah.
So you can do all three of those at the same time, which is nice, but the profile can get a little wonky because like you'll feel it drop off a lot. Like it'll pull, kind of be a little heavy, and then it'll just go drop off a ton in the shorten. So that's where it's like, that's the downfall to this versus the five. Yeah, that's the perfect balance right there. Good. Good. Feel it? Good. Really solid, dude. Good. Good. Yes. Yeah. Good. Stay in it. Stay in it. Stay focused. Good. Pick another if you got it. That's it. Yeah. Good right there, buddy. Because I had that one not quite as out. But like, and then your head's jammed and it's like, it's just not. Really good. Perfect pass. Really solid. Looks great.
Yeah.
Feels all right.
Yeah, as I get going, it feels better.
We're headed into a flat press of your choice. Pick your favorite. Things I look for. Can I align my humerus around the plane of 45 degrees so that I can get it into sternal fibers? 45 degrees is obviously approximation, match it to kind of how you move around the rib cage. And then secondarily, if it converges, that's a bonus because we want to drive the cue of driving that bicep into the chest. Now, if your machine does converge, understand the bottom position is not going to be hand stacked directly over elbow. It's going to be hand slightly inside of elbow so that when you press back into it, it's following the line that that machine converges on. We're going to be on the knowledge press today. For this piece in particular, because that back pad tilts you forward a ton as you move it up to find fully lengthened pec, you have to adjust for that by pulling this butt out on the seat, expanding the rib cage, and leaning back. Now, there's other flat presses that are great. I prefer like a flex leverage or even that flat Jim Lako press is a really good version for this. They both converge, they load and lengthen, great options to get a lot out of your flat pressing to have the best chest walking around the gym. So a lot of people on this, like it does slightly converge on an olive press. You guys want to grip it out here and you end up with that hand like outside of the elbow, which is probably the worst position you could have for a press that converges. You want hand to be slightly inside so that when you press back into the handle, it follows that line of converging. So on this Nautilus press, for a lot of people, it's actually like pretty far inside of where the actual handle is so that we can get that bottom position to be slightly inside the elbow, press along that converging plane. It's just an easy fix. They just didn't think of it when they made the machine.
Like that trying to work. For me.
I mean, honestly, textbook, dude, the only thing I would change is, I just did my best. Yeah. I would want to see it back further.
What about, okay.
So that you're more stacked over the shoulder, stable, and you can watch my elbow. See how I can let that go into more lengthened position without my shoulder moving. So like that's a lengthened tricep, that's a shortened tricep. Okay? And I don't want you to think like let it go out. Like a tricep is not a straight line, it's diagonal. I'm okay with it going out. But like having it up here makes it hard to stabilize and then you lose some of that lengthen. So when you're on the good arm, pull it back so that it's like directly under the shoulder. It makes the bracing easier and you get a more lengthened position out of it.
So lean in a little bit here.
You'll feel it. Like you'll automatically feel it. You're able to go like here.
Yep.
And get more lengthen and then the shorten will feel better. See how much more shorten you get out of that? Yeah? Yeah, that's much more robust. Look at that side tricep. Ugh, nasty. So good. Alright, I'm gonna
Oh, okay. Like that? Okay, I can do that. Go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
Yeah, good. 5, let it go. 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Good. Really good, dude. Just do like 5 or 6. And then just push it to failure here. Relearning managing load next to it. Good.
This ultimately will be a lot better for him. For
It's more like this is like PT injury work. So like when you get an injury at a joint, like learning to manage load in different in ranges is best done through isometrics. So like you could do isometrics in the shorten, which for triceps is usually a big problem. You could also do isometrics in the lengthen, and you would want to try that. And then he could do like actual work in that mid range where he's not going fully shorten, not going fully lengthen, until he builds up tolerance to be able to manage load in the lengthen and shorten. Resistance profile relative to strength curve. A muscle's always the strongest in the middle portion of the range. So train it there where it's strongest. It's the weakest in the fully shortened and fully lengthened, which is where a lot of people cause injuries. So like build some resilience in shorten and lengthen with the isometric, and then slowly creep the range bigger and bigger.
now with that full range like that, is there an expectation when you would expect him to do heavier weight to match the other arm?
Not yet. Not until the injury's fully fixed.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're kind of pacing the rep progressions how the injury lets you progress it.
Okay.
Sorry, you pace the load progressions how the injury lets you progress it. So there are going to be days where like you would want to come in and get a little uncomfortable, like, oh, it's not ready for that. Cool. And just know that that's like where your limit is at the moment, and then regress back from it a bit, and then try to push it every couple weeks. Yeah, I'm good with it. And then we'd like to do some lengthen too, if you feel like it can tolerate it. So what lengthen would look like is you can do it like this. I would prefer you do it like this.
Oh, okay. Okay. So here.
And that's where you'd be like this, and you would hold that position.
Okay.
Remember,
With some tension.
with some load,
Yep.
I would ease yourself into it though. So use this hand, let off, and then like make sure it can hold it,
Yep.
and then let go. So that would be lengthen isometric. It's like in a knee, right? Like you'll have people in a rack go all the way down, hold the rack, and then push, and then they'll do the same at the top. And then the mid range is where they'll train, and then they progressively get more range over time. Love this because it's going to fit anyone. You can take one arm, you can align the cable to where you extend your arm, and it's going to fit you. So why we're choosing this as our tricep primary for the day for movement 4. Couple key things. A lot of you guys like to either let the elbow drift forward and backwards as you're doing your reps, or you preset it with that elbow out in front of the shoulder. I really like to see that elbow stacked kind of directly under the shoulder to make it easier to brace and pull that shoulder down to keep that elbow in. Also, what this does is it allows you to get into slightly more of a lengthened position as you let it go up. And then as you shorten it, it'll shorten that tricep much better than having that elbow out here. And just one thing that you'll want to see is it's not always going to be like a straight up, straight down. It's okay with a tricep to let it go out because it's going to be close to what a carry angle and how a tricep shortens. So if you do these things, you'll get a ton out of this push down. You can just milk this for like 4 or 5 sets to hit your total tricep volume that you need with this session and make sure you have the best push day in the gym. Yes. Got me excited.
Yeah. And just knowing that I also have the option to in Arsenal, knowing how to do that properly, and the prime that exercise.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
a lot of money.
Knowing how to pivot is like, because no matter where you train, you know you can set it up to get the most out of it, right? And that's why I asked, like, what do we have, right? Let's train on pieces we have, because it's kind of a waste of time to train on stuff that we don't really have access to. I mean, concepts translate, right? But like, it's hard to get it right for that exact piece.
Yeah.
So it's really good. Anything else you want to say?
On that note, Luke, thank you for having us.
Yeah, absolutely, brother.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And super informative, super productive.
Yeah.
And I look forward to the next time. Maybe in New York.
Maybe in New York. We've been talking. We might need to make a trip up there. So stay tuned.
Oh, nice. Okay.